Okay, hello everybody. As you see, my moose is not hitting on nothing. I am just so ecstatic. I'm just so stressed out. My hair is so stressed out. It went straight out of my brain into my hair. We're just stressed the freak out over here. But never mind. I am looking just as calm and refreshed and youthful as ever. Okay? Yeah, crazy stuff. But I know this is what it is. So anyway, when you feel like you're in a tough situation in your life, what do you do? Who do you call? What do you aim for? At this point, you need a self-evaluation. I want everybody to think while I'm out here in the car, I'm doing like a video chat on FaceTime with somebody, and I'm actually making a video, podcast, whatever you want to call it, social talking to yourself, the whole nine. But I'm talking to my fellow royal ones, like, listen, this is what we have to do. You need a self evaluation because life is going to get hard. It's going to have you all tied in a knot. It's going to make you feel closed up, like you're suffocating, cannot breathe, don't know what to do, don't know where to go, don't know who to call on. It's just like, and you just feel so alone. And all this is it's all in your brain. Some people, they lose it. Some people, they cry, they scream, they sing, they rap. They try to find some kind of outlet. But when you feel like you've done it all, what do? You could pull out a piece of paper, get your little ink pen, pencil, whatever works best for you. Do a self evaluation, find out, okay, what is good about this, what is bad about this. Did the good outweigh the bad, or the bad outweigh the good? And how am I going to dig myself out? Sometimes you can't dig yourself out. You just get buried and buried and buried. Okay? So you hit rock bottom, and as soon as you hit rock bottom and lost it all, that's when your blessings start showering all over. So, like, when you think it's bad, you got to think about it like this. It could be worse, or it could be more worse than what you're going through right now. And if you can't challenge and face this right on, you know, believe me, it's going to be things that's going to be worse that's going to come along. And if you didn't challenge this and you run away from this, you always be running, like, for the rest of your life, to be a certain situation that you can't run from. So then it's like you're going to have to run from it mentally. And then what? Then you turn out to be crazy because you lost your mind because you didn't want to deal with what was at hand. So I would like to tell everybody that you have to deal with what is at hand. You have to focus. You have to do self-evaluation. And you also, I know people don't like to get biblical, but I do, because, like, if it wasn't for God, I would be in a white suit, all buckled down. Believe me, I'm telling you the truth. I'm not kidding with you guys. So I feel like you must have faith in something. You know, some people have faith in a little cross that they carry around, like, this is my lucky cross. This is what I'm doing. I'm gonna rub it 3 times or whatever. And are they gonna put a cross over their heart? They gonna cross their fingers? All these crosses. Me, I trust in God. So I get real prayerful, and I start thinking about, what am I doing wrong? How can I fix this? Like, if there's anything, maybe I need to nip some stuff out and exclude myself, cut some things out, maybe some bad things that I'm doing, and really get real prayerful and try to get closer to God, and pray to Him and ask Him for deliverance. And you gotta get sincere with that prayer. Like, I can recall back when prayer work, it changed things. Sometimes it don't come right away. And then you really do have to go through a hurtful moment, but we should never feel like God has neglected us, because He never neglected us. So some things may be great, great, great pain in our hearts, but He'll never neglect us. He just, sometimes He feel like we should go through some things, for our learning, and to have more faith in Him. But I remember, and I'm gonna make this quick because I know y'all don't have all the time in the world to just be listening to me. So I'm gonna make it quick. So I remember when I was pregnant with my son, And I was dealing with all kind of stress. It's all kind of stress. It's my first living child. So past times in my life, I end up having my child early. My child was in the NICU. My child passed away. So now that happened like twice. You know, one was in the NICU, passed away. The other one I had early. She didn't live past a day, and I had to cremate her. So then with my older son, um, they were saying that, well, when I got pregnant, I was never good with the birth control stuff. I mean, it just made me feel so sick inside. My hair was falling out. I was getting all discolored. To me, I felt like I was just being a yellow zombie because I was losing all my tan. So I stopped doing. I'm talking. I was losing weight. Most people they say they gain weight, but I was losing weight. I was losing my color. I was losing my hair. I was like, wait a minute now. So I got rid of the birth control. And he was like, well, why won't you take my curly insides out? Is you crazy? Well, anyway, I ended up getting pregnant with my oldest living child. And they told me, well, before that, I was just like, okay, I got to get an abortion because I don't want to deal with living with seeing my son and happen to say goodbye to holding him and loving him and him being here on earth and to have to leave me so soon, so shortly. But then, they was like, no, he might make it. He might make it. That was my mom. She was like, you just carry on. He might make it this time. You might can have a living child. So, I went right along with that. And here we go. I had my baby early. After being in the hospital for a month straight without getting out the bed, laying upside down, trying to keep the baby in. So, it was rough for me. It was very rough. But after he was in the NICU, he was in there for 4 whole months. When I tell you, I prayed and I prayed. At this time, I was without my child's father at the time. We was not together, so it was stuff that was going on that I had to cut out. We're not going to get so personal, but I had to cut out some things, and I had to really focus on God and try to live my life as perfect as I get it, which is no one perfect on this earth, but I had to get it as perfect as I could get it. So everything I did, even if I did something wrong, I prayed and asked God to forgive me. I prayed every day. I was going to worship service. I was trying to live so in like it's his shadow. I was just like, Lord, please don't let my son die. Please don't let my son die. And I just kept praying and praying and praying. And it was rough because I was out on bail and all this other stuff. So I couldn't stay up there with my son. I had to be home. I had to keep on traveling, trying to produce milk and take it over there to Tampa because I was over there in Winter Haven, Florida at the time. It was rough on me. And I prayed for the journey there, the journey back. When I tell you, I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. They called me and it was like, oh, your son is able to go home. That was like the most happiest time of my life. Now, a situation that seemed to be so impossible for me because I went through it twice and both of my kids had passed away. And for the third time, my son actually made it. That was, to me, 2 times. My kid passed away. I was like, how was this going to happen? But I knew I had to put all my faith in God. I had to put all my faith in God for this to happen. I had to drop every simple little thing that I was doing to I felt like if I did anything wrong, he would be gone just like that. And I told myself,